plus ones at the time. And we didn't really, like, we knew people, but we also kind of, like, stuck together a little bit. And I did not know Brittany's vibe yet. I mean, she's a warm presence, and she is energetic, and she is loving, but I did not know the full extent of Brittany until we spent more time with each other. I remember, like, I was not comfortable in the dress I was wearing to their wedding. I remember I barely knew how to put on mascara. I had no idea literally how to dress myself. And I remember Brittany just opening her makeup bag, and she was, I have this dress, I have this dress. And she like, literally opened her heart. And she made that day so special. She made me feel so welcome. And Tim and I really enjoy spending time with them. We fly across the country to see them in San Diego, and it is just such a fun time. But Brittany, you are so generous, and you are so loving, and we both are just so special to everybody here. And your generosity shows, and trying to make big life for everybody. So, cheers, Brandon, Brittany.
I'm going to be featuring Brandon's party. Brandon and I first met in college in 2016 at JMU in the music education and MRD. There are probably a million stories that I could tell about Brandon and I in college or in Montreal. And I'm going to refrain from sharing those stories with you today, but I want to share just a brief story of a relatively recent experience that I've had with Brandon and with Brittany. Living in San Diego with Brandon and Brittany has been so wonderful. We've started doing taco nights and pizza nights on weeknights just to hang out and be with each other. Most recently, we started playing board games called Settlers of Catan.
Mike loves that.
How contentious it can get and how it can make people act and behave. And I discovered recently that whenever I play Settlers of Catan with Brandon and with Brittany, Brandon and I do not like each other. I get so mad, and he gets so mad because he always loses. Because we get frustrated with each other, and I think it's just so, it's fun. And I was thinking about what I was going to say today and how I was going to do it, but for some reason that just kept going into my head. And why is that always the case? And I thought there's only one other person on the planet that I've ever had that level of casual frustration with, and it's my blood brother. And so, Brandon and Brittany, I love you guys so much, and I wish you all the best. And Brandon, thank you for always being a brother.
Hi everyone, I am Erica Miller. I'm a bridesmaid this weekend for Brandon and Brittany. I have known Brittany for a few years now, and yes, as Sarah talked about, Brittany is so generous and always there for you, but one thing about her is that she's always prepared. She's always ready for everything. As we've gotten closer and we live together in San Diego, we do so many things together. We go to the same gym, we go to the same, we get our nails done together, we do everything together. And I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten in the car and Brittany says, we're going to the gym, is your phone charged? It's not charged. Do you have water? Do you have water? I don't have water. Well, you can use mine. She brings everything you can imagine to the beach, hairbrushes, food, anything you need. And she's truly just one of the truest friends I have. So, enough about Brittany. I met Brittany through Brandon. I met Brandon in 2016. I was also in the saxophone studio. We were freshmen together. We were together all through college music education. But Brandon was truly one of my first friends in college. And if you know college, you know how important that is. And there were times in my college career where I spent more time at Brandon and Jimmy's apartment than I did my own. Lots of time there. And now, fast forward almost 10 years, I think, we live just down the street from each other in San Diego, and nothing has changed. Because if you know Brandon and Brittany, you know that no matter who you are or where you are, if you're with them, you feel like you're at home. So, cheers to them, cheers to a wonderful weekend, and a wonderful life together. We love you.
And I'm one of the groomsmen, which Brandon so happily, and I'm forever grateful that he asked me to be a part of it, because otherwise I would be in Brittany's That's the best beef I've ever had. Welcome to the South, you know. But ever since then, me and Brittany have had such a close connection, and she's been such an amazing friend. She's not just was there for me for such a tragic time in my life, but she was there for me for studying. She was there for me and other relationship troubles that I might have had throughout our vet school experiences and even on rotations and everything. Even though we didn't have a lot of rotations together, but we still were there for each other in spirit. And Brandon is such I think a perfect person for her. He is such a very patient and funny and kind man, and I'm very happy to see you guys together. And thank you. So I love you guys a lot, and I'm very happy to be a part of this, and I'm very happy that Beth is here today. All right.
I know is the vet school is super competitive, and Brittany practiced with her aunt for hours about how to interview and stuff. And so when we were sweating whether she got in or not, we looked on the Facebook page, and the two people that took pictures of them were Martine and Brittany. They were side by side, and I said, she's in because she's on Facebook. And I was right. And Martine got in too.
Brandon and I also met through JMU. We got pretty close by playing Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops missions. Yeah, we got 3 stars on all of them on veteran difficulty because we're kind of good like that, I guess. But through countless hours of past midnight trying to finish John Peterson homework, to eventually living together and hosting the world's greatest 21st birthday party ever. It has been a real treat to be friends with you for all these years, which going on almost 10 now, which
It's terrifying.
yes, thank you. I met Brittany through Brandon, and from the very beginning, it was like the energy fit right from the first time that we got to meet. Unfortunately, I haven't had as much time to spend with y'all as a couple as some of the other folks have, but I just know that it's really going to be a tremendous time. I'm really happy that you get to start the rest of your tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Autumn. I'm a bridesmaid, part of the wedding party. But I met Brittany a few years ago. We met at Virginia Tech. I was in grad school, you were in vet school. I am nowhere near a vet. Horrible at math. Horrible. But if you need a video taken, I actually can do that. But anyway, yeah, I met Brittany, and the first time I met Brittany, we were just going over the first time we met. I showed up to Brittany's house in this really ugly bucket hat. Like, it was really ugly. I should not have been wearing it, but it was like I walked in and I felt like I was like already family. She didn't even think about it twice. And when I was thinking about my favorite memory, one of my favorite ones is one night we went out for taquitos, and we were going into another place to go and see our friend for her birthday, and they weren't gonna let in the taquitos. So I was like, I'll just put it up my sleeve. And Brittany was like, here you go. And I was like, I got it. So we went in, we ate our taquitos.
Out of the sleeves.
Out of the sleeves, yeah, like that. But if there's something about Brittany and Brandon, it's that their sense of humor makes me feel like I'm at home. I feel like you guys, I'm more myself around you guys than I am anyone else. Coming here this weekend, I feel like when I first met you, I was in kind of a bad place in my life, but your humor, the way you're always positive, the way you're always kind, I really feel like I'm at home when I'm with you guys. So thank you.
Brandon and Brittany at the same time a couple years ago. Autumn and I actually used to be roommates, so it was kind of like a similar time. But I remember like we had just graduated college. I was about to start graduate school at Virginia Tech, and I remember being really worried about not having friends, because once you graduate, everyone goes everywhere, and you're like starting all over again. And Brittany and Brandon were so welcoming. They would always invite us over to game nights, even though they barely knew what it was. And that became a regular thing every week. Lots of betrayal.
Or they started shrinking.
And we also did a lot of tailgating together. And one of my favorite memories, we were both at the same tailgate, was a Hammerschlager. Just yelling as loud as we could when we slammed those cups on the table. And Brandon having a hot dog full of condiments, and he was getting nervous because we were supposed to go to the football game, and he just puts it in his pocket.
And then actually Autumn was filming the game and Brady and I were front row, and they got these clips of us, and then we were in every single video. Like that entire football season, you would see me and Brady on that like still in the same high school, yelling into the camera. But yes, I'm very excited and happy that you guys chose for the video today. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Hattie. I'm also a flower girl. I know Brandon through JMU as well. And year after he graduates, he texts me and he's like, we're all going on a cabin weekend, and would you please come? Like, Brittany's gonna have more friends there than me, and I'm just gonna group. And within about 5 minutes of meeting Brittany, I texted Brandon and I was like, she's too good for you. And he said, you would have said the same thing if I brought home a dirty gin song. About 10 minutes later, I texted him, I was like, seriously, dude, if you don't marry her, I will. It's not too late, Brittany. But you beat me to it. Congratulations.
Good for me.
You're happy for you, Brandon.
Good evening, everyone. My name is TJ Horan, and I have the distinct privilege and pleasure of being the best man for this wedding. I met Brandon almost 9 years ago at James Madison University when other people decided to give me the responsibility of taking care of Brandon as a freshman. Which, it was a ride. Just from start to finish, it was a ride. And the reality of being a best man is I'm going to give you a longer spiel tomorrow, so I'm not going to take that much time here. So, the bulk of the speech tomorrow focuses on Brandon, and, I want to emphasize that. And Brittany, I got to say, I've only hung out with you a handful of times. And the first time I ever met Brittany was in Blacksburg. I had come down to visit Brandon and Brittany, and, we went out, and there was a night on the town, and there were so many great memories made that night. And if I could remember any of them, I would absolutely share them. But I will say, there is a picture on Facebook of us at one bar in Blacksburg on that night. So there is photographic evidence that night existed. So that's great for so many reasons. But I'm deeply thankful to be here today. I will certainly share more tomorrow. And I look forward to an amazing day celebrating to the new buds. So thank you very much.
Hi everybody, my name's Kate. I'm kind of a similar boat. I'm a maid of honor, and so it's super sweet to be able to be here. I think I'll also keep it short, but I remember when I first met Brittany, we met across the table and found out we were going to be roommates. A mutual friend, so it was just really cool. And so since then, we roomed together from sophomore to senior year, and her first year of vet school there. And she's just such a kind soul. I remember meeting Brandon at one of his gigs, and so different from who I believe Brittany is, and then they just mesh so well together. And it is so neat to see them mellow each other out and encourage each other to be who they're meant to be. So it's just really sweet to see that. I'll do one short story. Sometime in college, I'm trying to remember where we were living. But Brittany was really excited to make these cupcakes. And so she made them, and I can't remember if she got the recipe online. I think I got the recipe from you. Okay, she got the recipe from me. And they were espresso cupcakes. Super excited about making them. And made them, right? And at the end, they looked beautiful. Looked great. We bit into them, and we were like, they're a little funky. And she's like, I don't know, this is the espresso I got. And we looked, and it was espresso, meats, powder, or some sort of marinade. Meat rub. Rub cupcakes. Which, we only. She tried to fix them for me, but they were way off. But yeah, so I'll share more tomorrow as well. But it's just super sweet to be able to be here and celebrate you guys. And I'm just really excited to see just how God uses you, and you continue to grow.
Everyone here means so much to us, as you guys know. We should stand together. Everyone means so much to us, and hearing those stories just brings tears to my eyes. Thank you all. all for coming. It really means a lot. Enjoy the rest of your night, and please take some food home.
Please
We
take
have
some
a lot.
Thank you.
I should go down there. Okay. That was quick.
Oh, there he goes. There's my man.
Hey, I want to see.